Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show of the WSC Lounge. I am your host as always, Brian Vaughn, and I want to let you know today's show is sponsored by Soap Cities. You can find out all the latest soap news by going to www.soapcities.com for all your latest information on soap news and interviews from around the world. Okay, without any further ado, I want to welcome right now Dr. Brock from Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. Welcome back to the show. He is the owner of JB Enterprises. Welcome, Dr. Brock.
Well, actually, it's Dr. Joseph Brock III, Mr. Vaughn. But yes, indeed, I am the CEO, the Administrative and Artistic Director of JB Enterprises. And, of course, the pleasure is indeed all yours. Let's carry on this interview now.
Okay, Dr. Joseph Brock III. How did you get your start in the professional wrestling business?
Well, it dates back to around 2002, 2003, when, as a younger version of myself, I saw a need for the professional wrestling industry to have a little more class and intelligence added into the network of these wrestling promotions. So I delved in and began at that point to take over the wrestling industry. Independent wrestling in Georgia would never be the same when I, Dr. Joseph Brock III, got involved in my group, JB Enterprises, has been dominating the Southeast ever since.
Okay. You know, that's very fascinating. But is it so much?
Well, it's more than fascinating, Brian. It's illuminating. It's life changing. You are now a better person because you heard what I've spoken.
Okay, but is it? Do you think it's actually necessary for you to say that JB Enterprises has dominated the Southeast of independent wrestling? I mean, do you not think there's another alliance out there that could dominate JB Enterprises?
Are you kidding me? First off, if you would like another superlative, another word, an adjective to describe what we have done, if you're not pleased with dominate, how about overpower? How about destroy? How about conquer? How about totally immerse professional wrestling with my group? We've taken over, and I'm quite offended, actually, that you would question my truthfulness and even ponder that there's anyone or any group or faction or team that could match JB Enterprises in our dominance, whether it be in South Georgia, whether it be in Middle Georgia, North Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Connecticut, wherever it might be. We'll even go up to the Northeast for you there, Brian, if you don't know your geography. line of demeaning questions, questioning my validity, not willing to affirm my truthfulness. Why would you do that? I don't appreciate that, by the way, Brian. I'm going to give you a pass for the moment because there are more important matters to attend to, but I will accept your apology.
Okay.
If you would be smart enough to give it.
Okay, you have my apology, but I'm gonna tell you something that a fan said before we got on the air, and this ain't coming out of my mouth. They said that you were a nerd.
Hey, whoa, stop it. I am not a nerd. That is an offensive term. We need to end the word, drop the nerd. I am, in fact, an intellectually enhanced individual. The word nerd is an insult to all those of my intelligence, which there are not many, I might add. But my stature does not warrant being called a nerd, especially from a moron.
Okay, that wasn't me that said that. It was somebody else. But
It better not be.
before we get into what dominance and everything that JB Enterprises has done, I must ask you, Dr. Brock, what are your thoughts on Impact Wrestling, especially within the past few days, letting talent go, but most importantly, referee Earl Hebner, Brian Hebner, and Brian Stifler have all quit the company. And if you ask me, I agree with them because they're having a pay-per-view tomorrow, Bound for Glory in Canada, and they informed the referees that work for Impact, Earl Hebner along with them. They said when we go to Canada, we're going to use Canadian referees. We're not going to use our own referees. And then on the tapings, we're going to use Canadian referees instead of our own referees. So they quit the company, and I mean, I don't blame them. What are your thoughts on all this talent being let go by Impact? Do you think it's ridiculous, crazy? What do you think?
Well, my opinion of Impact, they don't make much of an impact in my life personally.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been my experience as far as officials, referees, they don't usually matter much to me. Most officials are pretty incompetent. You know one who was a fairly incompetent individual, Mr. Radar Martin. He himself maybe should be fired from Southern Fried because he is inadequate when it comes to calling matches down the middle, especially those in JB Enterprises. But the Hebners and this, did you call them Stifler, Stiller, whoever it is, it matters not. If they quit, okay, leave. I don't like Canada either, so I don't care about that. Impact truly cannot claim to be having a Bound for Glory event without JB Enterprises anyways. Now, maybe if the Hebners, Mr. Montreal Screwjob himself, would show up at Southern Fried, maybe we would have decent referees, maybe not. It's been my experience, as I've said, Brian, that I'm not really concerned with officials unless they call it down the middle, meaning that they understand JB Enterprises is the better team, the better competitors in match, and just listen to my direction, then I would respect them.
Okay, well let me ask you this then. You make the, and before I get into that, if anybody has any questions or comments for Dr. Brock, please leave them below, and I'll be sure and ask him your questions or tell him your comments. You were making mention saying I know Radar Martin, and I do, but what would you do if I don't know, it happened in the NWO. What would you do if he joined JB Enterprises as your personal referee?
First off, all Radar could do for me in JB Enterprises, we might need someone to clean some toilets, scrub a few tiles on our kitchen floor, maybe clean out the boathouse. I'm not quite sure that Radar would be an official that I would want in my you're claiming we need a crooked official to win. Is that what you're saying? If we put an official on payroll or our own referee, that's the only way we would win, Brian? Are you asserting that that's what we need to gain victories?
Well,
Once again, I'm beginning to really feel like this is more of an antagonistic interview. You keep questioning my integrity and the integrity and honorability of JB Enterprises.
well, I say that because y'all have had quite a history. I mean, you've got history. You've got quite a history. You've put out Jagged Edge, and you got.
Yes, we did. Fair and square, I might add.
And
Knocked him silly.
And you've got Todd Sexton's wife coming at you, beating you up.
No, attacking me. I would not say that I was beaten up. I was accosted. She has kneed me in my special place. She has hit me with a cookie sheet. She has attacked me with a shoe. But to say she's beaten me up, I'm a very tough individual. Anyone who has seen me, anyone who's met me, knows that I'm one double tough person. And the only reason she has not been reprimanded by me physically is because I am a gentleman, and I would never lay my hands on anybody. That's beyond me to do something of that manner. But as you mentioned about the Jagged Edge, not only did we humiliate him and run him out of Southern Fried, we also won Rick Michaels. He came to the defense of the Jagged Edge, his little buddy Todd Sexton, and you know what we did to him? We left him a bloody mess, Brian. We dominated him. Todd Sexton has felt the wrath of JB Enterprises. Drew Blood and Brian Kane and Tetchy McCooty have run amok on them like a Mack truck.
Okay.
Semi-steaming over them.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Hold that thought. We're fixing to go to commercial break. When we get back, we will talk war games.
Oh, yes, we will.
Hi, this is Eric Bishop, and you're listening to the SFCW Lounge. Hey, guys. Hello there, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and you're listening to WSC Lounge. Still Bobby Ewell, live on Rock and Roll Express. You're listening to WSC Lounge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back from commercial break, and we are here with Dr. Brock from Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. We're going to go over the card at War Games, and War Games is actually going to be Thursday, November 23rd on Thanksgiving night at the Noble Recreation Center, 201 West Spring Street, Monroe, Georgia, 30656, and it's going to be ringside $12, bleachers $10, and doors are open at 6:30, and bell time is at 7:30 p.m. And for tickets, you can call 770-601-3676. And on the card, we've got, first of all, we got the Reflection of Perfection. Tyson Dean is going against Drew Adler. Drew Adler. So, what are your predictions on that match? I'm rooting for Tyson Dean. So, what are your predictions?
Well, I don't root for anyone other than JB Enterprises, but I will say this: we've had a run-in with Tyson Dean before, and we've had matches and encounters with Drew Adler, and yeah, they're both considered two of the best wrestlers in Georgia and maybe even the Southeast. I don't particularly like Tyson Dean. He just does not seem to be the kind of person that I would want to associate with. Now, Drew Adler, on the other hand, he has his moments, but I like his attitude and his athleticism. So, even though I'm not a prognosticator, generally speaking, because I don't concern myself, as I've mentioned with others, I'd take Adler just because I think he's better.
Okay, okay. And then we got a tag team title match. It's going to be the approved, the champions, as they take
They've been
on.
champions for they've been champions for a year solid straight. By the way.
Wow. And they'll be facing Jacob Ashworth and Strychnine.
Okay, this is an easy one for me because I cannot stand Strychnine. We took the Tetsu Mikuji defeated him, by the way. A little history lesson, as you mentioned earlier, history. He defeated Strychnine for the heavyweight title in Southern Pride months ago. Now, the championship belt has changed hands. We were robbed of it. A man named Odinson took it from us, cheated his way. But, we're not going to get into that. Strychnine is a double tough individual, but I can't stand him. Jacob Ashworth, at one time, was part of JB Enterprises, and we kicked him to the curb. They're both really big fan favorites. They wrestle all over Georgia. They are considered top-notch. But how could I go against the approved? They are our tag team champions at Southern Pride, and they have a great disposition. They've held the belt for a year solid. They're not going to lose to those two morons. Even though they're good wrestlers, I can't stand them. So they're morons to me because they don't respect me.
Okay, now I got to ask you, the approved, is that the manager with them on the poster? Is that their manager?
No, it's a fellow wrestler with them.
Okay. Okay, well,
That's Kenji Brea. He is he's part of the group. Yes.
Okay, well, since they've been champions for a year, I'm going to go with the approved as well and say they're going to regain the title.
You're a smart man. Just don't let Strychnine know that because he might come visit you and he's kind of a interesting individual. He kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies sometimes.
Okay, and now we've got another matchup, which is literally a family feud. You got Logan and Brooklyn Creed against Francisco Ciasta and Stormy Lee. Ciasto. Now, Ciazzo. Chiazzo.
Yes.
Okay, Chiazzo. Francisco Chiazzo and Stormy Lee. I'm going to go with Logan Creed and Brooklyn Creed in this. I think they will win. I'm going to go with them.
Okay, well, you would be sadly mistaken. Logan Creed's another one I don't like. We've tangled with him before, and he's the biggest piece of trash that Southern Pride has ever had. And his little Chrissy wife, Miss Brooklyn, she slapped me one time, so I sure don't like them. But Francisco Chiazzo and his newlywed wife, Stormy Lee, are the king and queen of indie wrestling. He's the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. There is no reason in the world I don't see Francisco Chiazzo and Stormy Lee just mopping the floor with those two want-to-be youth. Logan, the heathens, as they call themselves, they're just trash, so they're going to lose.
Wow, strong words for Logan Creed and Brooklyn Creed.
Yeah, are you familiar with them? Because if you were, you would be in agreement with me.
I am familiar with Logan Creed, and I am familiar with Brooklyn Creed.
He's a little man, isn't he? Little fella.
No, he's a giant.
He's a giant piece of trash. You're right. Move on.
Okay, we got for the World Heavyweight title, champion Odison, Southern Fried Championship Wrestling champion Odison, defending the title against a man that I've known for a couple years, and I've seen wrestle in person, seen wrestle for Premier Wrestling Experience, the 5-star King Anthony Henry, and I'm sure Amber Young will be in his corner, his newlywed wife. I'm going to go with, I'm going to say Anthony Henry pulls out an upset as an underdog and beats Odison.
You know what? It wouldn't bother me at all. Odinson is a big, pumped-up Thor wannabe. He's the son of Asgard, Mr. Odin's son. Oh, man. He's been a champion for quite some time, though. He's held that championship for, several months, 6-7 months, I think.
Wow.
And he actually took the title Well, after we were robbed from it by Michael Judas, he won the title at Shindig in June. So he's had it for a while, maybe not 6 or 7 months, but it's going on 5 months. It wouldn't bother me a bit if he lost. He keeps ducking JB Enterprises. He's cheated his way to 2 victories against us. Outside interference, by the way. We're accused of interfering. Both his title wins or title offenses that he prevailed against us had to do with people that were interfering. The Jagged Edge, who showed up in a mask because he's banned because he lost to us, interfered at Crossroads when Brian Kane was about to win the championship. And before that, Todd Sexton, that no-good matchmaker, stole the championship away from Drew Blood when we had him clearly beat. So, I don't care who wins.
Okay, now let's talk about the big match.
Maybe I take it back. I do want Anthony Henry to win just because I don't know much about him other than he's a really good athlete, but I just can't, again, I can't stand Odinson. He's a cheater, pumpkin eater.
Okay.
Halloween's passed, but now he's going to be thankful he's not in the ring with us.
Well, let's talk about the big match. We got War Games. It's a 2-ring cage like they had in WCW, my understanding. You got Jeter, Todd Sexton, Rick Michaels with Miss Kelly as they take on Drew Blood, Brian Kane, and Techi Makuji with yourself, Dr. Joseph Brock. And on this matchup, I'm going to go with your team, Dr. Joseph Brock, on walking out victorious and beating the other team.
Okay. All right, first off, let me give you one correction. I'm not sure if it's going to be 2 rings or 1 ring, but I know it's going to be inside a cage. In War Games, as you know, is a staple, a tradition of Southern wrestling. Thanksgiving night, years and years and years, it was the night for professional wrestling. Back at the Omni, the major events took place on Thanksgiving night. It was always a thing to remember, and this will be no different. And you are right, you have good reason to choose us, not just because I'm your guest, because for once maybe I finally started to get through to you, Brian. Maybe you have finally become someone who's crawling out of the miry pit of moronism and is becoming closer and closer to someone who is a little bit smart, because you have chosen the right team. And I'll tell you why. Because that no-good matchmaker, Todd Sexton, is past his prime, and we're going to retire him once and for all. We're going to get rid of him. Rick Michaels, the original chosen one, the man who trained AJ Styles, the man who was supposed to be one of the greatest wrestlers ever to grace the rings of Georgia. We're going to end his career completely, and that big, overgrown, jelly belly, busybody getting in our beeswax, 6'8", 450-pound Jeter, whom we have easily defeated on 3 occasions. We are going to disperse them, dispel them, destroy them, dominate them, and they will be defeated. Why? Because I am indeed Dr. Brock, and I know what I'm talking about. Do you have any questions, sir?
I have a comment. You know, there's 2 things that you have on your team the other team does not have.
Well, 3 things, actually.
Well, you have star power, but you've got, I don't care how big of a monster Jeter is and all that, but you've got on your team a guy that I know can do some damage, and that man is Techi Makuji.
Oh yes, he knocked Jeter out at Road Rage, knocked him out clean with a humongous forearm. tornado forearm. It was beautiful.
Well, everybody, you can see this great card. Remember, Thanksgiving night, Thursday, November 23rd, Noel Recreation Center, 201 West Spring Street, Monroe, Georgia, 30656. And ringside seats are $12. Bleachers are $10. And the doors open at 6:30 p.m. Bell times at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, call 601-3676. And I'll be willing to bet you that this card is going to be better than that card in Cameron, North Carolina that is revisiting Starcade.
Oh, well, I can tell you this. Anytime you have JB Enterprises on your card, it's better. And just in case you have anybody make a comment to you that claims that my man Tetsu Mikuji didn't knock out Jeter fair and square, in that arm pad, that elbow pad, there's nothing but flesh and bone. That's the Tetsu Mikuji's muscle. And don't forget that Drew Blood Bannon, my man Drew Blood, and Brian the career ender Kane will be in that ring too. And if little Miss Kelly decides to try to assist her men, I will do her in. Because I am Dr. Brock and you are not. Good day.
Good day, Dr. Brock, and thank you for being on the WSC Lounge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Brock of Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, and we will let you know. When we have more shows upcoming. For the WSC Lounge, I have sent out messages to several different soap stars as well as celebrities and other people. So once we get some wrestlers and other stuff booked, or soap stars, I'll be sure and let you know. And without any further ado, I'm going to let Hudson West, who plays Jake Weber on General Hospital, close out the show. And you can watch him weekdays on General Hospital at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on ABC.